lovers, it's G here, and I'm here today with my Rare 2025 book haul part 1. Overall, during Rare, I ended up accumulating 60 plus books, but I also have the lot of books that I took to the event that I also got signed, and I do not want to leave those experiences out. So basically, that prompted me to start this mini-series where I talk about all of my signing experiences during Rare 2025. This is the Australian Rare, by the way. I don't know if I made that clear in the intro. And if you guys don't happen to know, Rare stands for the Romance Authors and Readers Event. Now, this event takes place globally. I at least think so. At least it takes place around like maybe 3 different places per year. Within this year, I believe there was a Rare London, and then there was a Rare somewhere else. Sometimes I hear it happening in Florence or Edinburgh and a few other fancy places here or there, but this is the one that takes place within my continent, and I get very hyped, I get very excited. This is actually one of those like big events that don't actually happen in Sydney. I've been privileged to live in Sydney, Australia, my life, even though technically I grew up in Western Sydney. At least for the most part, I've had easy access to big events, you know, like Babe. Or if I was to ever go to concerts, I have access to those. However, thankfully, Rare happened the same place that VidCon happened years ago. I mean, I do miss VidCon, my goodness. But it gives me like similar vibes, not similar vibes in terms of event, but getting to go to the same venue is kind of nice because I get to relive the glory days. And thankfully, Melbourne is only an hour flight away from Sydney. However, I was not able to take as many books away from this event as Babe. When it came to Babe, I needed to make sure that I got as many books within that time as possible. That all being said, I kind of slipped and I accidentally purchased like around 63 books. And the shipping fees to get them sent home were massive, but they're here. They're all here, they all came home safe, and I am so excited to talk about every single one of these books. I've also split this discussion about the haul and signing because I want to make sure that I'm not only not struggling in the editing room, but I'm also taking time, dedicating time to be able to talk about these experiences without rushing through it. But before we proceed with this video today, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more content like this. According to my YouTube analytics, a lot of you guys who watch me aren't subscribed. But if you are and you're looking for additional ways to help me out, you can follow me on my currently listed social media platforms, Instagram and TikTok at author Gianna Jones, maybe Facebook to come soon. And finally, if you are looking for an additional way to support me and my author career, down in the description below, I have listed a GoFundMe link that contributes to my author fund. All proceeds donated to this author fund will be documented here on my channel, and anyone who contributes by donating to this author fund publicly on GoFundMe will be included in the acknowledgement section of any work this fund touches. I seriously and truly appreciate all the support that I've been given so far. These are additional ways to support me if you would like to. But anyway, without further ado, let's proceed with the video. So I'm going to start off with a special edition book company that I just so happened to pre-order 2 books from. That hurt my collarbone. My goodness. Sometimes when I bring my books up, I forget my collarbone is just sitting right there. Happens to the best of us. Anyway, so here I've got Come Out, Wherever You Are by Harleigh Beck, and then I have Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. So initially I went to Blush Bookbox's Be Venti store. If you guys don't know about Be Venti, by the way, I, by myself, figured out what Be Venti means, by the way. It's a very random name, but it is a website where you can pre-order books for book events. I concluded that it stands for Book Event International with event in the middle of the B and I, and it is actually a very clever name. So Be Venti is honestly a lifesaver of a website. It is so good. It's great for tracking pre-orders. Its cart system is spectacular. The way that you can favorite authors and then purchase from them sometime later or keep track of what events authors are doing, honestly, incredible. I love Be Venti so much. I might mention Be Venti here or there in this video because majority of these books were purchased using the Be Venti platform. But these 2 books were on the Be Venti store. I initially was not going to purchase this one because I know nothing about this book. I mean, technically now I know something about this book. I read the synopsis and oh my goodness, I'm blown away. However, I got really excited over this cover. Like, this is giving standard dark romance but in like comic book form, and I'm digging it. The concept is essentially she accidentally runs over this dude, but then a year later the dude comes back and he wants revenge. It sounds quite exhilarating, I'm not gonna lie. And then I also received a spicy art print with this one as well. I don't know if it's in the book. I don't think it is. I think I did send this one home via courier, but I did take the prints. Absolutely gorgeous book. So here is the synopsis on the back that I read, and oh my goodness, it just got me so pumped. But I decided to purchase this one because it looked very cool, and I thought, okay, may as well, because I'm also purchasing Sea of Ruin. I initially looked at the store because I knew that there was going to be a Pam Godwin special edition, and it just so happens to be Sea of Ruin, which is one of my most anticipated reads from Pam Godwin. I know when I say most anticipated, you might be thinking, oh, that's a new release. No, it's actually quite an old release. I have actually wanted to purchase many special editions of Sea of Ruin. I even had to refrain from purchasing the Bookish Box special edition. I mean, that one is gorgeous, but I did want some character art on my cover, and I got some character art on my cover, and I'm really happy about this one. By the way, these special editions, they don't have dust jackets, but they have very gorgeous covers, so I am not complaining. We've got some very beautiful foiling there, and we've got the main characters here. And I initially also purchased this book because I wanted it to be the book that Pam signed at the event. Now, I was unsure of whether or not that was going to happen, considering that Blush Book Box did not show up the night before the event. So if you guys don't happen to know, there was a meet and greet. I keep on mixing it up with VIP night from Babe. So if there's any point where I'm pausing to say meet and greet or me accidentally slipping out VIP night, it is not VIP night. It is the meet and greet the day before the event. Essentially, it was made known that majority of the vendors were going to be there on that night, and Blush Book Box were not on the list of exceptions. So I internally panicked when I saw that their table was empty. I was like, no. If you have watched my vlog, you will know that I was just panicked about the day in general because I did want to make it into Pam Godwin's line as soon as possible to get my book signed. And thankfully, last minute, I decided to pack my Bookish and Spice special edition copy of Dark Notes. Literally half an hour before we were going to leave for Melbourne, before we were shutting our suitcases, I'm like, babe, I need to take this one. And I'm really happy that I took this one just in case I needed a backup. Oh my goodness, when I went to Pam's line, there were no limits on how many books had to be signed, and that was interesting because I saw so many people bring 10 books, and then here I am with 2 books thinking, oh wow, I actually could have brought the rest of my Pam Godwin books. I mean, I have a few Pam Godwin books in my collection. Besides this one that I had purchased at the event, I think I have 6. I have 3 from Bookish and Spice and 3 from the other book subscription service company that was a little shady. But I purchased the trilogy from them, so there's that. Oh, actually 7 when I really think about it, because I also have the Bookish Box exclusive edition of the first book in that series. Knotted, that's what I'm talking about. I could have technically brought all of them, but I had initially decided I was just gonna pick up a book from the event. But if that did not turn out okay, if I had no time for signing whatsoever when it came to this, and if the Blush Book Box queue was overloaded, then I would have to forsake this special edition being signed, and I would just have to go with Dark Notes. But thankfully, I brought this as a backup just in case that were to happen. But thankfully, it didn't happen. So I've got a beautiful signature here on this beautiful signature page. And then with my special edition copy of Dark Notes, I had to get this one signed specifically. I feel like this is my favorite special edition I have in my collection from Pam Godwin. This, and I also really love the Sea of Ruin that I just showed off, but I really love this one especially because of just, you know, the rose aesthetic, the classical music aesthetic. I really feel like this aesthetic kind of inspired me for the vampiric romance that I had recently been working on. But yeah, here is the signature page somewhere. It is somewhere, I promise. There we go. And I had a sticky note ready so she could sign with my name. She signed my name in both copies, and I am so grateful. And then here is a picture of us two together. She's absolutely sweet, absolutely lovely. Apparently this was her first time in Australia in like 2 decades. And I seriously hope she enjoyed her overall experience. I know that I enjoyed my overall experience meeting her. Very beautiful books. I'm so happy I got them signed. This one I'm not technically hauling. I have hauled this one previously, but this one I am hauling today, and so delighted. But in terms of Harleigh Beck, unfortunately, I did not check whether or not they were signing at the event. And I wish that I thought of that at the time. I initially just thought, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna pre-order this because it's a very beautiful book. But at the time, I did not think about that. If they weren't signing at the event, then okay, cool. But if they were, yeah, I do have some regrets. I still have a very beautiful book from them, but hopefully I can catch them sometime. Or maybe they should come out wherever they are. technically one of these I am not hauling, but it is keeping a tradition up. So I've got Ivy Asher to talk about, and I have 4 beautiful books to show off today. 3 of them purchased from the event, and 1 of them I already had in my collection. So I'm just gonna put these 3 down and show off my very beautiful Arcane Society exclusive edition of Order of Scorpions. Now this was actually an event exclusive. I believe this was an ApolloCon exclusive edition and another event. Usually when it comes to the Arcane Society, they make event exclusive editions for multiple events. And when I say that, I mean at least 2 events per book or series, and Order of Scorpions was no exception. Now Order of Scorpions is a standalone novel. I want to say that it dropped like 2022, 2023. No, it was 2022. Oh my goodness. So much time has passed. I remember around the time that my mother-in-law was staying in this 1-bedroom apartment, I had received my fabled exclusive edition of Order of Scorpions. When it came to that special edition, and when it came to that time, at the time I had received a massive work bonus. How is this relevant? I will tell you how it's relevant. From that point, I decided that I wanted to go to Rare 2023 because with the massive work bonus, I was thinking, what was I gonna do with it? At the time, I honestly had nothing else I wanted to do with it other than spend it on like a massive amount of books, but I thought, no, let's do that and an experience. So then out of nowhere, I decided, okay, let's go to Rare. And then I contacted Sash and Abby about it. And then you know how the story goes. We all linked up, we were all merry, and I had Order of Scorpions that I was gonna take to the event because at around that time, I had received the book. And that was, I think, I think maybe that was the only Ivy Asher book I had in my collection at the time, so that's why I took it with me. It's an okay special edition. It is not my favorite special edition. That's purely because when it comes to that particular company who are no longer in business, I didn't really love the clip art that they used. I still think that it was one of their better special editions, but when it came to, you know, the hardback, it seemed like they used some sort of clip art on it. I mean, it was okay, but with this special edition and with the Arcane Society special editions in general, for the most part, I really love them. And this one right here has definitely got to be my favorite special edition. Even Ivy had a signing exclusive edition of Order of Scorpions, and it was pretty. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the holographic foiling, I was like, oh, that's tempting. But I still prefer this one. I'm still happy that I got this one, and I need to show you guys the very beautiful naked hardback. It's so gorgeous. I decided that I was gonna leave the dust jacket behind and only take the naked hardback with me so the dust jacket wouldn't get damaged. I think overall that was a good choice because the dust jacket is safe. Now it has a signature and it has my name in it. I'm so happy. When it comes to signing exclusives, usually you'd have to wait for the signing to take place. Like, you'd have to get the book signed physically. Majority of the time, especially with Arcane Society exclusive editions. There are exceptions to the rules, like the ApolloCon exclusive editions of the Flesh and Fire series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. When it comes to those, Jennifer does sign them and then send them out to those who can attend the event sometime later, and you know, that's what I got there. But for the most part, when it comes to signing exclusive editions, you have to attend the event to get the book signed. And so when it came to this one, it was sad to see when I had purchased this very beautiful special edition on the restock that it did not have a signature. However, I knew that this was the perfect opportunity to go up to Ivy to get this book signed. Yeah, overall, I'm just very happy that I was able to do that. Now, when it comes to my experience with Ivy, I absolutely kind of embarrassed myself. I mean, not completely, but I accidentally said, like, how is your time in Sydney? The reason why I said that is because subconsciously I had the conversation that we had back in Rare 2023 at the back of my mind, where essentially Ivy was talking about her bad experience in Sydney because the weather was terrible in March 2023 in Sydney. You would have to come back in like April in order for it to be better because that is when things start to cool down. But when it comes to the summer seasons in Sydney, I would like to say that they are the strongest between January and the first half of March, and they only really start to die down when we get into April. And I mean, that's tough, right? Because technically March is the beginning of autumn here, but we have to wait till April for things to cool down. So yeah, I accidentally said, are you having a good time in Sydney? And then when she called me, she was like, oh no, Melbourne. I'm like, ah, Melbourne. And then I had brought up, oh, well, the reason why I brought that up is because I remember the last time you were also talking about your experience in Sydney. And then they proceeded to elaborate. I know that that is a very little thing. I got a little bit embarrassed about it, but It's just a funny and embarrassing full circle moment, let me tell you. But in terms of the very beautiful books that I actually got from the event, initially the first thing I had pre-ordered to get signed by Ivy at the event is the Books for Days Crate exclusive edition of Spark the Flames. And this is gorgeous. So Spark the Flames, if you guys don't happen to know, is Ivy Asher's latest release, and it just so happens to be a dragon book, and it's exciting. Like, I love the original cover, and I will show you the original cover in a second, but I needed a special edition. I had actually pre-ordered this like immediately after I saw this very beautiful cover, and it is so much prettier in person. There's holographic foiling everywhere. It matches my nails, and it is divine. Like, seriously, divine. And I need to show you the rest of the features. Look at those pages. Those pages are just everything to me. They have got to be one of my favorite edge printings ever. So this art is captivating, absolutely captivating. It is terrifying, but it is captivating. And then I need to show you the naked hardback. The naked hardback's really cute. We got a dragon. Oh, it's so cute. I think that maybe this might be a dragon shifter romance. And you know me, I'm really into that, especially because I'm currently writing one, but I'm really into that. Also, you know, like K.F. Brean's Deliciously Dark Fairy Tales. That is the kind of story that I want to see again. But something that also captivates me every single time I see marketing material for this book is this scene right here where she is wearing this crystal butterfly dress, and those butterflies are just like absolutely slashing the male main character, and he is not moving, he is not budging, he is dancing with his queen. I don't even know if they are king or queen, but honestly, I'm just gonna say she's his queen, because I mean, what kind of person would have undivided loyalty for any other reason? Like, tell me. I am so conflicted because this is gorgeous, but then this is also gorgeous, and best of all, it is foiled. I love this cover so much. It is so difficult for me to choose between designs, and then I love the pages as well. I honestly cannot decide between the features. Like, I love this dust jacket. I think that this dust jacket has a really cool concept, but this dust jacket gives me all the feels that I need to feel. This art piece alone convinced me that this book series was going to be one of my favorites. I don't know why. There's something about this scene that just gets me, even though I haven't read it yet. And then these pages. I'm not gonna lie, I think the orange of this naked hardback, I like this color, but I don't know why. I don't think that these colors go together that well, but that is okay. Overall, I think it's a very beautiful special edition, and I had to get it. Oh, and then we've got another art piece here that I actually didn't notice before. It's really cool. I do not know if all of these are personalized. I think maybe one book is personalized, but I could be wrong. Oh, we've got some character art with these characters as well. Oh, actually this is personalized, and I am so happy about that. I don't know if the other two were personalized because I pre-ordered them from Ivy. But before I even knew that Ivy had pre-orders coming, I pre-ordered this one. So I truly thought that this and Order of Scorpions were the only books that I was actually gonna get signed by her. But I was wrong. I ended up getting Rabid, which is by her and Raven Kennedy. I have wanted to purchase this book for the longest time, but I was just waiting for a very beautiful special edition to come out of it. And what do you know? It came. And it came via Ivy herself. Look at that. I believe that this is the standard cover, but it's got very gorgeous foiling and some very beautiful pages there as well. I don't think this one has a reverse dust jacket. It doesn't even have like end page art, but that is okay. We've got a very beautiful naked hardback that doesn't have any foiling either, but still very pretty. And then we've got a quote on the back here that says, "I swear to you, vicious, I'll be the monster your savage side needs." Ooh, this is delicious already. I'm excited. I love the rose patterns there. Yeah, overall, I think that the dust jacket is very gorgeous. We got a signature. This one is not personalized because when it came to pre-orders, they already came signed, and that is okay. I got 2 personalizations anyway. I'm not mad about that. I don't even think that my Fabled exclusive edition was even personalized when I really think about it. And I mean, that's okay too. At least my Order of Scorpions Arcane Society exclusive edition is personalized. Ah! And that very beautiful special edition of Spark the Flames. And speaking of Spark the Flames, I had to do it. I had to get Spark the Flames with its standard cover because look at that standard cover. Look at it. It is gorgeous. I love this cover so much. And I also love these pages. I love the special edition. I had to get it. And to top it all off, I also purchased a very beautiful merch pack that came with this gorgeous special edition, and I do feel sad because I completely forgot that that merch pack included a butter knife. And I had personally made the decision to take all of my bookish merch on my carry-on with me. That butter knife unfortunately got confiscated at customs, and I I'm devastated, actually, that I forgot to pack it into my luggage. It said buttery little bastard. And it was gold, and it was cute. And the person at customs was like, why would you be so dumb to pack a knife? And then when they saw it, they realized, oh, it's a bookish merch item. Like, at first, I noticed the airport security lady absolutely pissed off. But then when she took the butter knife out to see that it was wrapped as if it was a gift, she had realized, oh, no, this was not intentional. So at first, her tone was aggressive, and then it softened when she realized, no, this was an accident. So she had felt kind of apologetic. She's like, I'm sorry, but if there's no one on the other side of the gate to receive it for you, I'm going to have to confiscate it. And I said, yeah, do that. I surrender it. I cried for a moment because I just felt so dumb in that moment. I do feel sad about it. When am I gonna use a butter knife? Maybe every once in a while when I'm spreading something, but would I use a book merch butter knife for its purposes? No, I'd probably like hang it up somewhere. I do feel sad about that. I'm happy that I at least have the prints and everything else that this very beautiful special edition came with, but I am sad that butter knife is no longer with me. I'm okay though. Overall, I'm at least grateful and content with what I have. I need to show you this very beautiful art here because it's gorgeous. I need to show you this gorgeous naked hardback. It is absolutely beautiful. I love the pink. I love the pink. I love the yellows. I love that ombre effect that we've got, the sunset effect. And then, best of all, it is signed. Oh, it is not only signed with a very beautiful map. A very gorgeous map there. But, ooh, these full color pages are definitely giving. I do not know where the signature is held here, but I'm gonna, yeah, there we go. And it, best of all, is signed with a pink Sharpie. I could not be happier with this very beautiful special edition. I could not be happier with my experience here. Overall, I'm so grateful that I got to meet Ivy once again, and I got 4 very beautiful special editions. Well, sorry, 3 very beautiful special editions from the event, but a very beautiful special edition from the Arcane Society that I finally was able to get signed, even though it was an ApolloCon exclusive edition. And another big headlining author at the event just so happened to be K.A. Knight, who I had met previously, but at Babe 2023, and I just so happened to have another Books for Days crate book here, as well as a standard edition of a book that concludes a series. I think this concludes a series, or it's just a continuation to a series. And then I have a signing exclusive edition that I need to show off. First of all, I will start off with my Books for Days crate because I had purchased this alongside Spark the Flame. This is Stolen Trophy by both K.A. Knight and Kendra Moreno. I also met Kendra Moreno briefly to get this book signed as well, and oh my goodness, I need to show you these features. So we've got this very beautiful neon light inspired cover with some text on the back and some neon light inspired pages as well. And then we've got a little bit of a family photo going on here for the end page art, which I really dig. And I need to show you guys this naked hardback. Oh, I love this naked hardback so much. I think this got revealed, like all of these features got revealed before Spark the Flame, and I'm really happy that they did because I made up my mind instantly about this one. And then we've got a reverse dust jacket, which I'm actually tempted to flip over to because this is a very gorgeous cover with all the characters. I mean, technically all the characters are not on the front cover, but they wrap around the back. And then this very beautiful pink foiling as well. Really pops with it, but I really love this naked hardback. I think that the naked hardback is my favorite feature. I could be wrong. I don't know, like this, and I love this. But it's interesting because when it comes to Spark the Flames, I love every feature, and then when it comes to the naked hardback, I'm like, yeah, no, I think that the naked hardback's okay, and that's purely because of the coloring. Whereas with this one, this naked hardback really pops and stands out to me. And then we've got some more gorgeous end-page art as well going on there with the family, and I am digging it. I really loved my experiences meeting both the authors. Both of them were absolutely lovely. I love how every single one of these characters are masked. So we've got Kendra's signature there, and then we've got K.A. Knight's signature there. I'm gonna put this one down to show you the books that I pre-ordered, starting with Court of Evil. Now, I actually have the 4th book in this series pre-ordered on Amazon, and I'm actually still waiting for that one to come through because I seriously couldn't resist the bargain that it was. I ended up purchasing it like at around 40 Australian dollars, and for a print-on-demand hardback, that is really, really good because these books technically retail for like around 80 Australian dollars if you purchase via Amazon, and I ended up getting this one for, I'd like to say maybe 55 AUD because everything was in pounds. This one was like 27 pounds to purchase from her Venti store. So I ended up doing that. So this is Court of Evil. I am actually gonna dim that so you guys can see that properly. Hopefully you guys can see that cover properly. It is a very shiny one. I love the fact that K.A. Knight will take an entire page to personalize a book for you. So this one says to Grace, welcome home, Hunter. Love, Katie Knight. And then we've got a naked hardback design there. All of these books have a similar naked hardback design and I am digging it. Oh my goodness though, just when I thought my experience at Babe 2023 with K.A. Knight was fun, this one was even funner. I think it was also funner because I did have Zoe in the line with me. Oh, but it was hilarious because K.A. Knight had their mum there picking out the pre-orders, just being at the signing table, chucking some banter with her daughter, and it was the funniest thing. And the shirt that she had, on the back of it, it said, K.A. Knight's bitch mom. That was hilarious, and every once in a while, K.A. Knight would point to her mom. She's like, oh yeah, look, it's my bitch mom. And I'm just like, it made me laugh so much because I know that if I was to do the same thing to my mom, I had said this during the vlog, I think that she would bitch slap me. But it was just so funny. Like, I just loved their banter together, just how funny they were together, just how good of a team they were. It just honestly made my night. I mean, there were so many other things that made my night, especially meeting so many great authors, but that was just so funny. That was something that I did not expect, and it was something I didn't know that I needed, but I got it, and it was great. I needed, even though I have 4 copies of this book already and I read it one time, I will never forget just how funny this epilogue is. Like, every single time I talk about this book, I have to talk about the funny epilogue. Here is Den of Vipers, the signing exclusive edition. I had to get that. I had to get that. There are so many other very beautiful special editions I wanted to get from K.A. Knight, and I could not decide, and this was the one I decided on. It just, I mean, technically this is the only book that I've read by K.A. Knight, so it makes sense, but this is the 4th copy that I have of this book. I have the standard edition. That standard edition was signed by K.A. Knight at Babe 2023, and then I have the Fabled exclusive edition. You know, I then got the Darkly exclusive edition, which is my favorite special edition of that book. It is my favorite. It's like literally right there on my shelves, like right there. My standalones and my like smaller books have to stack on top of my series, you know, it's right there and I love it so much. But then I had to get this one as well. And look at that foiling. When it came to this special edition, I just remember seeing posts saying this is one of the last times that this special edition is going to be placed on one of these pre-order forms because I believe that it was intended for another special edition signing. This was printed for, I believe, a few specific events that Katie was doing around the world, and it just so happened to be placed on this pre-order form because there was a bunch of spare stock. So that totally makes sense, and I gotta show you these very beautiful end pages as well. I just love this design overall, and so I decided that I was gonna get it, and like it had me at the exclusivity. Like when it comes to signing special editions and exclusivity, that definitely increases urgency within me. And here we've got a personalization that says, to Grace, welcome home little bird, signed Katie Knight. This is so special. It is also very light as well. Surprisingly enough, this hardback is so light. The one that I just held up for, was it Court of Evil? This one is so heavy and this one is so light. And then, like, this one is so much thicker. Overall, amazing experience meeting Katie once more. Great photos, great vlog footage as well. Great banter, loved it all. Yes, of course, I'm filming on another day, but the difference between the last day that I filmed and this day that I filmed is that Dan and Phil have posted a video. So now you know what day I'm filming. Let's get back to this, shall we? So the next author that I want to mention that I met was T.L. Smith, and I ended up getting, was this? Oh, it's upside down. That's great. I just literally stacked it on the stack so that it could show these pages right here with that quote. But here I have some very beautiful signing special editions from them. Black and Red is actually a bind up of books Black and Red. And in my other hand lies another duet that consists of The Villain's Kiss and The Villain's Lies. I actually don't know what the correct order is because I looked at them and then I put them back in the slipcase, but I hope that might be. If not, then it just have to be me swapping the books around, and then there's that. But at least with Black and Red, it's much easier because this is a bind up. These special editions caught my attention for sure. Have I read T.L. Smith yet? No, I have not, but I've heard great things about their works. And honestly, I really wanted to jump onto the opportunity of collecting these special editions at Babe, but as you could see from my Babe hauls, I had way too many books from Babe, so that unfortunately was not possible, but that is okay because I have these ones right here. We got some action going on there. Well, almost action. There's a little bit of foreplay. And then here, oh, okay, we got, yeah, okay, they are clothed. They're clothed. I mean, the guys are shirtless, but I mean, they're clothed for the most part, okay? These front covers do not have the titles, the spines do, as I had previously shown. And then here, we got some very beautiful edges that match that slipcase. I'm gonna bring that slipcase back up so you can see. It's really cool. I really love it when authors put the effort into creating some very beautiful special edition sets and bind-ups like these. Oh, and then here we've got a villain's duet on the back of the slipcase. I think that that's awesome. I love the foil details and everything. And then I don't know if these are personalized, but that's okay. We've got a really cool signature insert here on the end pages. I think that that is awesome. Same thing over here. Get it, get it. Oh yeah, when I really think about it, these books were wrapped in plastic, I think. They would have had to be, at least in order to protect these. I can totally see why that had to be a thing. And then we've got black and red here. That is so gorgeous. It's giving casino vibe for sure. And then we've got a quote here on the pages to get the right side that says, "They say I bring you nothing but darkness." Ooh. It is giving a touch of darkness vibes, I'm not gonna lie. A touch of darkness where one of the first scenes is like them in a casino, you know? Yeah, so we've got end page art that features that beautiful cover art. Let me show you that spread, by the way. It's a really cool spread. I mean, technically you're seeing it here anyway. And then, oh, this was also a big selling point for me. This naked hardback is everything. Like, it is gorgeous. I love the black and red aesthetic. I personally love the combination of black and red, so this bind-up definitely spoke to me. And then we have a very beautiful foiled back that says, "I am loyal, but I will betray you. I am strong, but I have scars. I am an angel, but the devil." Ooh. Then we've got another signature. And I love how all these signatures are in foiled Sharpie. I think that that's cool. Overall, I'm really satisfied with these purchases. I also got a very nice photo with T.L. Smith as well. I was transparent in saying that I have not yet read these books, but I figured that purchasing the special editions is a great way to start, and she agreed. Overall, I'm very satisfied, and I cannot wait to get to these. And another special edition book buy that I just needed to jump on, even though I have not read anything by this author yet, is Ines Johnson's Dark Vintage series. So this is a bind-up of 3 books, 3 vampiric romances. Now I think they might all be standalones based on the character art that's featured within this very beautiful bind-up we've got going on here. I need to show you guys that. This is gorgeous. So here is the front cover where we've got these very beautiful vines, but then we have, you know, some hands doing some action over there. This is essentially an erotic vampiric series that just so happens to have a little bit of rope action. So I saw some very beautiful character art on the Rare Facebook page when it was being displayed, and I cannot show you guys what is in here because it is not safe for work, and they're at random points of the book. I mean, I can technically see some lines here to show where that full color art is. I ended up flicking through it when I got home and realized, oh, there's much more in here than I anticipated. Even though when I met Inez at the table, she had let me know, I totally forgot. But then I had a flick through when I got back home, and oh my goodness. That's some really nice stuff. And then here we've got a signature from Inez. I'm so excited to read this. I didn't actually read this one yet. Hope these love stories leave you tied up in happy knots. Oh, that's so cute. Well, I know that Camilo will definitely appreciate that for sure. No jokes, I would appreciate that with Camilo. Oh my goodness, I'm TMI. Anyway, I need to show Camilo this personalization. It's actually very nice. Very beautiful bind up. I cannot wait to read this series because these books, you know, they're pretty thin. You can easily get through them. I love the formatting as well. So every single chapter has like this very beautiful image that we've got going on there. I think it's like every chapter, but regardless of whether or not it is, there's some very beautiful art in there. Man, I really want to show you guys the spicy stuff, but I cannot. I know. And I honestly reckon that I was definitely more motivated to get this very beautiful special edition because like this was actually, I think, one of the last B-Venti purchases I had made. I was like, I cannot with any more. And then all of a sudden this came along, and Inez had mentioned she only had her final few copies left. And when I heard that there were final few copies, I thought, oh man, FOMO. And then I saw one art piece. I was like, I need that. It was like slightly censored, but hot nonetheless. So I needed it. And I have actually been even more pleasantly surprised with what I've purchased because it was just one art piece that sold me on this, but oh my goodness. When I saw the rest, it was worth my money and so much more. Speaking of last minute purchases, I went to Opal's table and I purchased the next few books in the Duskwalker Bride series that I did not have yet. So we have A Soul to Steal, with them looking absolutely adorable. I mean, check out that cover. I love all of these covers, seriously. I know that I have the Fake Rate exclusive editions, but I just knew that I seriously needed the standard editions as well because I love these covers. Ah, they're all slippery. Okay, then we have A Soul to Protect. I hear this one is very, very hot, especially because we've got like a serpent version of a Duskwalker here. The editor who was at the table that was selling me the art prints, they had mentioned some really good things. This was definitely one of the best ones that they've worked on apparently. And then we have A Soul to Embrace. I have heard so many things about this book. I think I've been vaguely spoiled, and you know what? I don't mind that I've been vaguely spoiled. I'm just happy for these characters, even though I have not read their story. I'm just at least happy that there are some appearances. I mean, obviously, this is a companion book series where all the characters kind of overlap at some point. But hearing about specific character cameos within this book definitely made me happy. Oh my goodness. And apparently at the end of this book, I think there's like a bonus little novella that Opal was telling me about. So this right here is a novella and this is the rest of the book. Some people are intimidated by the length, but the novella adds 70 pages onto the book. It looks like a really thick boy, but there is a novella at the end. But overall, I mean, I don't mind. I really don't mind. I am just so pumped to read more Duskwalker material, that's for sure. And then we have the first book in the Duskwalker prequel, To Trap a Soul. The day that Rare was happening, I think it was the Friday or the Saturday, the second book was coming out, but they had no printed copies of the second book, so I was really sad about that because I really wanted to get the duet, but that is okay. I cannot wait to receive that on another day. I mean, it gives me more excuses to continue to come to these signings and to collect books from Opal's table. Now, all of these came signed, which is quite delightful. Myself and Zoe were meeting up with Opal. I don't know if Zoe met Opal previously. I'm not 100% sure, but what I do know is that Zoe did collect another series by Opal. I think it was the Pirate Historical Romance one, but I could be wrong. I think it was that one. It might have been the Dragon one. I'm leaning towards the Pirate one. Anyway, so Zoe had read the first book and did not continue on with that series, and Opal kind of roasted them on the spot, and they had given Zoe homework. It was the funniest thing, and so I had to be Zoe's accountability partner to say to Opal, to DM Opal to say that Zoe finished it by the end of the weekend. How is Zoe gonna be able to finish the second book on the weekend when obviously we had Rare? Unless, of course, Zoe decided to stay home on Sunday. I feel like that was karma from Opal being like, shut up. That was hilarious. Zoe, do continue on with that series. Opal, I will let you know when she finishes, as promised. I'm actually surprised that Opal didn't roast me for not continuing on with the Duskwalker Bride series. Well, technically, there were some subtle roasts. Like, she's like, finish it, take it. I've read 2 books in this series. Love this series to bits. I have been following the audiobooks. I have not listened to the 3rd audiobook. I was hoping that the 3rd audiobook was gonna come out earlier last year, so I could actually start listening to it before I started my writing journey. But just so it turns out, the 3rd audiobook came out around the time I started writing, so yeah, I've been putting off reading / listening to fictional books for some time, and I need to get back onto that, especially for this series, because I love this series to bits. Oh my goodness. This series is incredible, and I'm hearing that the 3rd book is one of the best books, especially because once again, my experience with Opal's editor had mentioned that she loves the 3rd book because the female protagonist knows exactly what she wants. That's so great. Like, I know that when it comes to monster and human romances, there's a little bit of, like, an edginess to it. You don't know whether the human is interested in the monster and the monster is intrigued in the human, but he's like, oh, but I also don't want to break them because I don't know what it's like to be human, all that stuff, etc. I love those crises where they're just like, I don't know what it's like to be human, and I actually want to know what it's like to be human and feel like a human. Like, I love every bit of that. But when it came to the protagonist of book 3, apparently she knows what she wants. I'm excited. I'm so pumped. I'm really excited to read this book series. I'm excited to read the prequel series. I've also pre-ordered the very beautiful Fake Rate exclusive editions of the prequel series. I'm absolutely feral for the Duskwalker Bride series, and I'm only 2 books in. That should say something. Everybody should read it. Everybody should, like, literally. The Duskwalker Bride series is a series I would recommend to everyone. Like, I'm even recommending it to Camilo at this point. Like, Camilo, go read it. I also got some free books at the event. There is another free book that I will show off in the next portion of this haul. When I say next portion of this haul, I mean part 2. Now, majority of these were at the free book table. However, this one was given to me by the author. The author was giving out final signing copies from their table over to our group. When they saw us as a group, when I say our group, I mean Abby, Sash, Zoe, Lauren, and myself, they thought, okay, let's give some novellas away. So this one is Rooming with Dylan. And what makes me feel a little bit unsure about this is that this is book 3. I need to do my research to figure out whether this could be read on its own or not, but it says that it is book 3 of the North Avenue Boulevard series. But I think that every single novella in this series follows a different character, and I think that it's really cool that I was given a novella and it was signed as well. Let's see how many pages. Okay, so just over 100 pages, which is really cool. Yes, we got a signature from the author. And then later, the author at least found Abby, Lauren, and I think, I'm not sure if Sash or Zoe got these from memory, but essentially, because we were wearing bucket hats at the end of the event, they had recognized us and they were trying to find us to give us the merch, and so they ended up giving us this bag full of buttons, which is really cool. So I've just got like a bunch of cool buttons in there and a business card here as well. Yeah, overall, very fun time. I've got plenty of buttons and a very nice pencil case out of this. In terms of these, so these weren't the only books that I got at the free table. I also got another novella, as I mentioned. I will talk about that in the next segment because I did get that novella signed. So I initially picked up that novella as my first and what I thought was going to be my only free copy from the event. And then what happened was sometime in the middle of the day, they were like, hey, so everyone can take another copy. And so I ended up getting No Romeo by Donna Alim. I have heard great things about this book. I actually have the audiobook ready to go. I think that Donna was also at the event and I did not get the signed. And I do feel some regrets about that, but that is okay. I can come next time and I can get the signed. But I've heard that this is perfect for fans of T.L. Swan, and I am a fan of T.L. Swan, so sign me up. But then later in the day, I remember Abby being like, hey, so they're telling everyone that they can pick up 3 books from the free book table. Wow. And what I personally love about the remaining free books at the table, there were plenty of copies of these ones. Both series, I've read the first book in the series. I've actually listened to the audiobooks of the first book in each series. Now, when it comes to this series right here, the Wildflower series, this series is completely interconnected, meaning that you need to read the first book, The Confidence of Wildflowers, in order to understand the sequel and the novella. I think this novella is like an epilogue novella, and I have actually been looking forward to continue on with this series for quite some time, so I'm actually really happy I have these. I do not have the physical copy of the first book, and I'm now having some regrets because I could have actually picked up the first book when I initially went to the free book table for the first time, because the first book in that series was also part of the selection, but copies ran out. Completely understandable. I am at least happy with my first selection, and that is okay. With this series, however, I think The Brightest Light of Sunshine is the first book in this series. I really loved that book, by the way. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Now, this is actually a companion to that book. That book is a standalone. This series consists of standalones. That first book was actually not available at the table, and I would have been tempted to pick that book up if it was, because I really love that book and I do want a physical copy, but that is okay. I've got The Darkest Corner of the Heart, which I believe might be the second book in the series. What I do know is that this one is a fan favorite. Like, I've heard great things about The Darkest Corner of the Heart, and I also love the covers in this series. I mean, I love the covers of Paige and Vine's books in general. I mean, look at them. The second last book series that I am gonna bring up in the first part of my Rare 2025 haul is Rebecca Quinn's Brutes of Bristlebrook series. Here I have the main trilogy and then the novella. I think this novella is a prequel. It actually says that on the front, I think. Yes, it does say that. So I'm gonna put these down. So Day Death is the prequel. Unlike the rest of the very beautiful books, this one does not have a dust jacket, and you know what? That's okay. At least I've got the prequel regardless. I don't know if my Fake Crate set is gonna come with the prequel. I do have a Fake Crate set on the way. I'm so excited about that. I was telling Rebecca about that at the table as well. I got this signed and personalized, and I am happy about that. And funnily enough, Rebecca actually mentioned that one of their favorite art pieces, like ever, of their series is featured in the fake rate set, and I cannot wait to see it. She was telling me how excited and emotional she got over the fake rate set, and I am just so looking forward to that. I was considering just holding off to get the fake rate set. However, when I saw just how beautifully foiled these ones were at Babe, I decided that I needed the set as well. Technically, this set was not completed at Babe, and so that is why I decided to wait for Rare. I actually met Rebecca Quinn at the end of Babe. So my friend Allison is actually a friend of theirs and their assistant. And so that is kind of how I was able to build rapport at the end of Babe whilst also grabbing prints and actually giving Rebecca my word. I'm like, I will purchase this series, but I will be doing it at Rare, don't you worry. But all the prints were free at the table, and I ended up getting like a second set of prints at Rare because I couldn't resist. Anyway, I need to show you the actual series. So we've got Ensnared here. Look at that foiling. I don't know if what you see on camera does it justice, but in person, this foiling is absolute perfection. It is so shiny. It is going to be one of the shiniest foils I have ever seen on a matted dust jacket. So we got that, and then we've also got a quote on the back that says, "Family is who you choose to make it, Eden." That's so sweet. And then here we go, we've got another personalization from the author. Underneath here, we've got this cool design, and then the same quote on the back here. Oh, it's so pretty. The second book in the series is Entangled, and just look at that foiling. Like, I thought that the gold was amazing, but then when you see this rose gold copper, this is perfect. It is perfection. And I love that it technically matches the original covers of the series as well. Like this little scheme that we've got going on here, it matches the original covers. And then we've got a quote on the back that says, "I've been waiting my whole life to fall in love with you." Ah! Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm really feeling that. To Grace, once again. And then we've got this really cool naked hardback design there. We've also got the same quote on the back here. This is giving me all the feels. All the feels. And then we've got an overwhelmingly chunky finale. We've got Entwined. And honestly, I am so happy that Rebecca took her time with the sequel, even though technically it's like really chunky. I'm honestly so pleased at just how much work she put into this book. She had mentioned that she wanted it to be perfect, and I mean, understandable, it's her baby, and this baby is beautiful. Let's take a moment to appreciate this gorgeous red foiling. Oh, it is so rich. It is so magnificent. And then on the back of the book, it says, "We need to start acting like a team, or we're not going to survive this." Ooh. I know that this is some sort of apocalyptic dystopian story, but it is also, you know, a little bit of a why choose situation, which, you know what, it's giving me Bonds That Tie vibes, but also when I think about the Bonds That Tie, I also think about Shatter Me. Like, there are some dystopian elements of that story, and also the State of Grace series as well. So I am expecting this series to have those vibes, but a bit more action heavy, if you know what I mean. And then we've got a really cool symbol here on the naked hardback, as well as the same quote. I think it's the same quote. Yes, it is the same quote. And the spine. It was seriously so lovely to meet Rebecca. I had actually mentioned in my vlog that I didn't think that I was going to meet Rebecca on the Friday night, which was the meet and greet, but just so turns out they stayed longer than what they were scheduled to stay for. They initially said that they were going to be there for an hour, or at least that was what the Rare marketing material said when they were posting about the meet and greet night. They had mentioned that Rebecca Quinn was only going to be signing for the first hour, and I had spent the first hour in Sarah A. Parker's line. Immediately after I got out of that line, I jumped into Rebecca's queue, I got these books, I met Rebecca, these were signed, these were personalized, good banter was had, overall beautiful experience, and I cannot wait to read the series. They are here to cherish in my collection. And last but certainly not least, in this haul today, I have to mention these very beautiful, these are upside down, my goodness, very beautiful special editions of the Cocky Kingsman series by Amy Award. Now let me show you these very beautiful pages the right way up. Oh, these are gorgeous. Okay, so these are the Romance Mafia special editions. Initially, I thought that the Romance Mafia was a special edition book subscription service, but just so turns out they are a special edition book company with like a storefront, I think, and they are, I think, based in Canberra. That is at least what I've heard. I could be completely wrong, completely off about that. I had never heard of the Romance Mafia before this event, and I saw these very beautiful special editions, and I knew I had to collect them, especially with that foiling and with these pages. Now, I have always loved these covers. So I mean, Lenny Kaufman is best known for the Icebreaker cover and like every other cover that has come out since. And I'm aware that some may be fatigued by this cover style, but I love it down, man. I am obsessed with this cover style, even though I've got many books illustrated by Lenny Kaufman. I even have my beautiful Bergman Brothers set illustrated by Lenny Kaufman. I just cannot get enough of their illustrations. I especially love their illustrations for these book covers. The Cock Down the Block is the first book in the series, and these titles get funnier. Every single time I share them with Camilo, he laughs. I love this cover so much. I'm absolutely obsessed with this cover. I think this is gonna be my favorite cover in the series. It might be, it might not be. I just love the blue and the pink in the background. I just love those skies, and I also love this illustration. I think that is absolutely adorable. We've got some very cute in-page art there, and then we have a beautiful signature from the author. Oh, this is the best thing. I'm so happy I've ended on this note because Amy Award had the funniest personalization. So it says, Grace, cock-a-doodle-doo. Amy was the funniest. I am so happy I met them. I really wish I took a photo with them, because when I saw Sasha's or Abby's photo with them, I kind of was like, why didn't I take a photo with them? They were just absolutely hilarious. Maybe one day I'll take a photo with them. They're just the type of person I would want to be best friends with. Like, I really love their energy, seriously. The next book in this series is The Wiener Across the Way. And this is another beautiful cover with some gorgeous foiling and some gorgeous edges. We've got the wieners. I love wiener dogs. We call them like sausage dogs here. I like to call them sausage because of the Gordon Ramsay meme. So whenever I see them out in public, I'm like, to Camilo, sausage. And then we've got another great personalization that says, Grace, we love wieners. And I do. I love wieners. I love sausage. The next book in this series is The Pussy Next Door. What I also love about the titles on these covers specifically as well is that we've got the little symbol over here. So we've got this cat as the U, and it's so adorable. And then we've got some cat edges there. We've got a little cat here as well. And then we've got, this one might have been the one that I laughed at the most. I mean, we will see. Okay. Oh, yeah, it is. Grace, pet your pussy today. I love this cover as well. It is so cute. I just love the pink all around. The fourth book in the series is The Anaconda Downstairs. So what I know actually about the series is that there are 8 planned books, I think, and I'm at least happy that I know that the Romance Mafia is Australia based, so then I can jump onto purchasing more special editions from them if they decide to continue with this set, because I really need them to. Like, I seriously need them to. And as to be expected, gorgeous cover, gorgeous edges, and then we've got in-page art. Oh yeah, this one was funny. Grace, is that snake in your pants? And last, but certainly not least, we have the Jackass in Class. I love the colors of this one, honestly. This cover is giving a different vibe. I don't know why. Every other vibe that I've gotten from the other covers is very cozy, whereas this one feels a lot more outdoorsy, even though technically all of those ones were outdoors. This one feels less cozy, more like outdoorsy. I don't know how to describe it, honestly. Aww, I got a donkey there. Did you know that Camilo had no idea that ass meant donkey? But you know what? I also did not have any idea that burrito also means donkey in Spanish. Unless he's messing with my mind.
He's not. I googled it. He's not.
I seriously love and appreciate how layered that one conversation was between us. I think the conversation was sparked because we were watching a video on Shrek. And see, Camilo grew up watching Shrek in Spanish, obviously, because Spanish is his first language. And I grew up watching Shrek in English. So, the ass references I got. The ass references he never got. Like the ones where Shrek was like, well, at least I have to save my ass. Like, he says that. Camilo never got that reference. It was funnier in English. Well, obviously, because it was written in English. He never got that reference. He was like, oh, that joke would have actually been so much funnier if I would have understood. But I also did not know that donkeys and burritos were the same thing.
Well, like, not the same thing. I mean, we've got the wrap, and then we've got the actual animal. By the way, burrito means little donkey, because it's got the ito at the end of it.
Now, that was weird to find out. But anyway, we got more donkeys here. So cute. Absolutely cute. We've got more beautiful in-page art, and then we've got a signature here that says, Grace, nice ass. which I'm pretty sure Camilo would get, now that he knows what ass means. So I guess that's gonna be it for this video today, book lovers. If you happen to stay to the end of the video, leave me the book stack emoji because we do that for book hauls here. And if you happen to enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. Join the amazing community of book lovers. And also, I have social medias. I'm at author Gianna Jones on TikTok and Instagram if you want to follow me there for some more bookish content. And if you would like to continue to support me through supporting my writing and publishing journey, in the description below and via QR code on screen are links to where you can donate to my author fund via GoFundMe. All donations, big and small, will make a huge difference, and anybody who contributes publicly, I plan to put into the acknowledgement section of any book that this fund touches. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm truly grateful for all the support that I've been given so far. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later.
How did I weigh half and I flipped it in a double? How did I weigh half and I flipped it in a double?